What's the frame,
Sorry?
right? I mean, what's the frame, the girls now, how are they feeling? Are they in the right frame of mind to play the game? Will the game be played today, or when will they play the game?
Yes, I can tell you that they are terribly demoralized. You can imagine young girls like that that have never experienced such things, and all of a sudden they fall into a robber's den. And you see, fortunately and then one of the girls speaks the dialect of the robbers, and the robbers were saying, let's rape these girls, and then one of them was saying, no, we've gotten more than what we need, that there's no point, we've gotten all that we want, and that was what saved them, and the girl was hearing. So you could imagine the trauma, you could imagine, the experience, and you can imagine that the near miss of being raped, by armed robbers. You could imagine that, you can imagine the impact on the girls, you can imagine the psyche that they're going to go through. It is not easy, and I can tell you that it will take a whole lot of psychological boosting, and a lot of encouragement for these girls to come back to that frame of mind. It's not easy at all, and these are young girls. You can imagine how young they are, and then they pass through this trauma and they pass through this horrifying events. It is not easy. So we hope that as a management, and we hope that as a ministry, that has decided to hold on to what they are not supposed to hold on to, to be a lesson to them, and to be a lesson to us too as well. And I hope that any other club that is being tightly controlled by their ministries should hands up. They should allow professionals to run the thing for them. They should allow, if you don't produce results, you are sacked. But you cannot hold on to something. When something goes wrong, you blame the management. When there's money, the management is non-existent. When there's a problem, that is when there's a management in place. Oh, go and solve the problem. It doesn't work that way. You allow the managers who are professionals to run this thing professionally. You don't relegate, when there's money, you don't relegate the managers to the background.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Zira, for finding out time to talk to us this morning. We understand the situation, and hopefully, this incident will never happen again, because it's not a good story at all. You hear me?
It's not. There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
It's not very agitated man speaking, and I can understand why.
Yeah,
it's traumatic. Yeah, and you still expect those girls to play. Same old story happens everywhere. With all our clubs, we hope we'll get to that point where
they stop traveling at night.
Stop traveling. I'll be free from the apron strings, either of the ministry or some state officials.
Okay. Right. Other results that are coming from the women's game. We'll stay put there. We'll start with Group A, where Ibom Angels and Sunshine Queens. Well, Sunshine Queens had to go there and they got a point from that one.
Yeah, I was saying that this yesterday. I hope the sun will shine for them, and it did. It did.
They showed actually there. And Abia Angels were their first point away from home. They came to FC Robo having a 100% record of winning their home matches. It just didn't happen for them when Anchejile actually led her girls to town, and it ended goalless. Though a goal was scored, but it was disallowed. We'll look at that result later. Rivers Angels and Heartland. Rivers Angels winning by 2-0.
You have to say Heartland Queens so that people don't think we are talking about
Heartland Queens. Okay. The other one is playing in the NNL. Not even.
So just have to put it in perspective.
Take a look at Group B now. Sadatu Amazon and Pelican Stars. We talked about Sadatu Amazons that here these girls, they just came here to just know how the top flights look like, but it's like they're going back because this is not looking good for them. 2-1 Pelican Stars winning, going there to get all 3 points. Edo Queens and Elmore Queens, the game didn't hold because of the incident that happened. Today we're going to be having more games today. Confluence Queens and Delta Queens will be in action. Ocean Babes and Nasara Amazons will also be locking hands today. But then we'll go back to the game between FC Robo and, of course, Abia Angels. It was an end-to-end game. I mean, the pressure on all the girls trying to impress. FC Robo went to Sunshine Queens. They lost their penalty and they couldn't get any point there. Coming home, they felt, okay, this is our home ground, more like a fortress. We're going to get all points. But it just didn't happen for the girls. It wasn't their day.
Yeah, it wasn't. Goalless draw. Tight, like you said, end-to-end stuff. Both sides couldn't be separated, and that's how it is. It's goals decide the game of football.
Yeah, of course.
History remembers the winners. History does not remember how well you played. History remembers the results. Unfortunately, for Robo, it was a draw.
Yeah, unfortunately for
goalless
them,
one at that.
it was a goalless one. And the coach, I mean, after the game, he was so upset he couldn't even talk to the press because I think he feels maybe the girls could have done better. You know, I remember the other time when we spoke to him, he talked about the fact that the holiday was too long. He's hoping that the momentum they built, you know, in the first term, that, you know, they can continue with it and all that. But it just didn't work. Yeah,
it just didn't work. So
it didn't work for them at all. Okay, we'll get to see that goal. I mean, that particular goal that was scored and the referee disallowed. But then after talking to, you know, some of the referees, I mean, off camera, of course, just asking questions and all that, it was actually agreed that from the other angle, the referee was looking at it okay. It was off from his angle, but from another angle, it wasn't off. But then you always say the referees, they know better.
Yeah, it's the human element. FIFA, by the way, FIFA is trying to take away that human element. But that human element makes the game, you know, enjoyable. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, referees are human, sometimes bound to make mistakes. Although you get angry if it is glaring. But sometimes, you know, they're either distracted, you know, sometimes they're either distracted or do not know so.
Yeah, the distraction sometimes comes in then. You know, when you talked about that VAR, I just remembered now that even sometimes the referees still get to make their own decision.
Yeah, and ignore the VAR, yeah.
So it's like the human element will still come in. We saw it at the Confederations Cup, you know, FIFA Confederations Cup there. Now, this goal just didn't also go in. It was more like, how do I put it now? More like a pass, you know, for the girls. We'll go for the girls, we'll go for a break now, we'll come back. We'll be taking reactions coming from this game.
What value?
Bravo.